Alright, as I'm starting to pack up, I want to talk about a few things. This is actually what's worn on my body, even if I don't have the knapsack on, is the belt bag, belt pouch, the knife, the belt axe, and the water. This is what's going in the knapsack. This knapsack's just a little bit larger than the ones that I would imagine you would have found back then. But so you wouldn't have a whole lot of room to stuff, unnecessary things into. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the stuff that I would think that if I were to stop for a few hours for lunch or something like that, or to rest or anything, but I don't plan on setting up a full camp, that this is the place I'm going to put that kind of stuff that I would need for just that short period of time. So I will put in my copper boiler, or excuse me, my tin boiler, my copper pot, my fire starting kit with my sharpening stones, a cup, and my pipes. Everything else would get wrapped up in the blanket and then rolled up and attached to the bottom of the knapsack, and I'll show you that when I'm done. Alright, as I'm getting ready to roll up my blanket roll to attach to the bottom of my knapsack, I lay the blanket out inside the tarp itself. It's folded in half. In from the bottom end that I'm going to start rolling from. So I'm going to start rolling from that end. I'm going to put the stuff that I'm putting inside the blanket about right here. I have that frock for when it gets colder. I've got that bonnet, once again, for when it gets a little colder. And I've got hemp rope to help put the tarp up when I get to my my campsite. So now that I've got my bedroll all tight, I'm going to do what I've learned from a guy by the name of Mark Baker. He wrote the book Sons of a Trackless Forest. Wrote a lot of articles for Muzzleloader magazine, and he's got some videos and some books out that a friend of mine from Bushcraft USA let me borrow, and I've been reading and watching a ton every chance I get. So all of this that I showed you so far has been basically what I learned by watching those videos and books, and I'm putting into practice today. But once I've got it all rolled up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 sections of rope, or whatever you're going to use to lash it together, put one in the middle, and then I'm going to set my knapsack on top and put another one where the shoulder straps of the knapsack sit. So basically rope here, here, and here, because these are actually going to tie to the bottom of my knapsack, and that's how I'll carry my bedroll into camp today. Alright, and there you have it. I've got the blanket roll attached to the knapsack, and it's ready to go. Alright, fellas, well, I'm about to hit the woods. I'll see y'all later. Just a real quick, because I'm only going with one blanket today, and even though it's only going to be in the 30s, it's okay. I mean, it's not too cold, but it's definitely, when you're trying to sleep, it can definitely keep you awake. But made an insulation bed using some leaves, and I may throw some more on there. But right now it's probably about 6 inches tall. Could be plenty, who knows. I'll be right next to the fire's pits right here, so I'll just reuse that one. There's my stuff, well enough away to where it's not going to burn me or my stuff, but should provide some nice warmth. And then I have my reflector right here as well, and then some firewood stacked up for the night. But I'll get the rest of my stuff laid out, and I'll get back with you guys in a minute. Alright, I got the camp set up, fire's on. That's one of the books I've been reading, trying to learn more about this. It's Pilgrim's Journey. It's a 2-part book. Got the dogs out here. There's Cody. There's Buddy. I've got everything laid out, set up, ready to go. I'm going to be staying here for a while. Staying the night here, so I'm going to boil up some chocolate. This is just Baker's chocolate. No sugar, nothing, it's no sweetness to it. It's bitter chocolate, I guess. Mark Baker talked about how the woodsmen in the 17th century preferred boiled chocolate over most any other drink. Coffee being a close second, and tea, he said, being a distant third. I've never tried a hot chocolate type drink like this, so this is going to be my first go at it. But I'm just going to shave off some parts of this, throw it in my water, and boil it over the fire with some sugar. and we'll see how it turns out. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Well, I'm waiting on my chocolate to boil. I figured I'd lay down in my little shelter and just kind of hang out for a while. Buddy's out there somewhere doing whatever Buddy does. I got a little warm, so I took off the hunting jacket or hunting shirt that's hanging up. Last thing I want to do is sweat too much before nightfall when it gets down about, low 30s. Of course, Cody, which will never leave my side or ever let me go a second without getting licked, is here. And I got neighbors shooting in the background. I don't know if you can hear it on the camera, but they're going at it out there. But I'm having a good time, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Alright, had the chocolate. It was phenomenal. I may have used too much chocolate because I had quite a bit left over down at the bottom of the pot, but that was okay. Still very good. I could see why it was the preferred drink of the woodsman. As much as I love my coffee and I enjoy tea as well, I did like that. I can see how that could be a really nice treat when you're out in the woods. But so with that drink, still got a good fire going. Working on some coals to build up before I cook my dinner. I figured I might as well make some pine needle tea. Someone gathered up some pine needles, got them on standby for when the water here boils up, and I can kind of fluff those up a little bit and then steep them. And then of course, the dogs are having a good time. But so far, that's camp. All right, guys. Well, right now I've got a small cooking fire going and a nice bed of coals starting to build up over there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come over here and actually make some dinner. From what I understand, your typical 17th century woodsman would have carried something akin to parched corn, jerky, perhaps some bacon. Basically, it's a big chunk of ham that they cut the bacon out of. It's not like the strips you get in a package at the grocery stores today. And then make Johnny cakes as well. Sometimes make it out out of flour or cornmeal. Today what I'm going to be doing is just making your typical bannock. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy, but it's something similar to what some of the woodsmen may have used. I also got almonds here in my real fancy 17th century style prepackaged almonds here. I got 2 bannocks, one for the morning and one for dinner. Normally you would use the bacon first to kind of grease your pan. Since I don't have any bacon with me, I brought some olive oil in an old, basically it's an old sample booze bottle. But I'm gonna pour it in here and just make my bannock just like normal bannock anybody else has ever made. But it's the first time I'm using this handy dandy little copper pot. I'm not sure what era this actual copper pot is from, or if it's even, I don't know. I found it at a thrift store and thought it was cool, and I knew they had copper stuff with tin line on the inside back in the day, so I picked it up. What I'm going to do is basically make the bannock, put it on the fire here. I might make me some more cocoa tonight, and that'll be dinner. I'll throw in some of these almonds. Almonds is another thing that they had back in those days that would have been a real treat to snack on. I don't know whether a lot of people would have brought them to the woods with them or not, but I did, so I'm going to stick some of those in my bannock as well. All right, guys. So I had a quick little update as I was sitting by the fire enjoying myself, drinking some of my bowl of chocolate. My 2 dogs decided that they didn't like each other anymore and tried to kill each other. So after beating them with the sticks to get them to stop, I finally got a hold of both of them, got them back on their leashes, drug them up to the house, which is, it's not that far, maybe a quarter mile at the most, through the woods. Got them back up there, got them checked out. Buddy, the bigger dog's got some basically scratches, nothing too crazy on his legs, on his front legs. Cody, on the other hand, got his butt whooped. Come here, boy. He Buddy pretty much got him in a headlock. Got his face bit around the eye. I'm trying to see if I can get him to hold still. Got him around the eye and got him a good one up under here. Nothing major, no real damage, just oh, and he got his ear a little bit too. But mostly just scratches, you know. But I got blood on my new shirt, which I was figuring was going to happen, but I thought it was going to be mine, not my dog's. Come here, boy. But so anyways, had to go up to the house, get him checked out. I put Buddy back in his fence and brought Cody back down here with me. So Cody's going to camp with me while Buddy stays up. Come here, boy. So, but I took away from my 18th century for a minute and got a headlamp so I can make sure he's okay. If he starts acting crazy, I can check his wounds again. So, still slightly 18th century. Just a little bit off now. Alright guys, well I'm going to hit the sack here in a little bit. Good night. Alright guys, it's about 6 in the morning. Got a little colder than I was expecting last night. Not a big deal. The one blanket did okay. I ended up scooting the fire a little. You know, I scooted my blanket roll closer, and as I put more wood on the fire, I made the fire get a little closer to me too. So, but it was alright. I had a good time. Right now I'm making breakfast, basically a repeat of dinner last night. And then as soon as the sun comes up, I'm going to pack up and probably head back in. Alright guys, thanks for watching.